The story behind the sound. Join us on the World Wide Web at WLSAM.com. Brought to you by Flying Color Graphics and Chicago's Big 89 WLS.
Bro and Gary on WLS.
Actually, for a couple of days here, we've been trying to get to this story. We finally have it here. Want it? Want to get out of jail early? Insist on a kosher meal. 43-year-old Orthodox Jew Neil Letterman was sentenced to 11 months in a Fairfax, Virginia jail for writing bad checks, but he only spent 3 weeks behind bars before he was released to home detention. The reason? The jail simply could not afford his constitutionally guaranteed kosher meal.
Guaranteed by the Constitution.
Yeah, you get a guaranteed constitutionally kosher meal.
So if you go to prison, your religion stays intact.
Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, this is not an unusual thing. For a lot of Muslims also have the same, they keep kosher. They don't call it kosher, but it's the same thing. They have food restrictions. And, there's a fairly large Muslim movement in the prison system in America, and they're doing the same thing.
That's what I mean. People are going to take advantage of this. What if Charles Manson wants a Hindu meal every day?
He has to declare himself. This happens all the time. These prisoners, they're writing lawsuits left and right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Can't that be shut down? They're in prison.
No.
No, why?
You are constitutionally guaranteed.
But that only applies to people who follow the law, right?
No, Constitution doesn't look at it that way.
The Constitution says he who follows the law wins.
Wait, hold on, I gotta look.
Everybody else is SOL. Read it.
I'm looking for he who. I'm scanning it looking for he who.
They talk like that in the Constitution. He who.
All right, listen.
You don't have to say listen because we're already listening.
Listen. Pay attention. You know what?
Hey, listen.
I'm not only starting to sound like Ross Perot, I'm acting like him.
You know where that comes from? Have you noticed this, Jim? Ever since he got a dog, he goes, listen. You're not talking to your dog now. Come on. Just drop that listen thing. That happened when you got the dog.
That's another that's another thing. Drop.
Right.
And he's been putting newspaper on the floor around us.
Right. Those are dog commands.
This.
You're with people now.
Hey.
And if you notice, if you cock your head to the side and tweak your ear out of bed, he really says, that's looking very intelligent. Yeah. You're looking very intelligent.
On the paper.
Come.
Stop that.
All right.
Now, they shouldn't have constitutional rights. That's the whole thing about going to prison.
Herr Gary has just stepped into the room.
Well, I'm sorry. They should have thought about that before they put the bullet in the grocer's eye.
At this point, I am relinquishing my constitutional rights to a kosher meal, the guy thought as he squeezed 3 pounds of pressure on the trigger. I am not sure. Well,
come on, you got to.
Here's where I do, but you know what? If we start going down this road, we got nothing but trouble.
Why?
I agree, but I think once we start eroding the constitutional rights,
We're not. We're saving them for people who obey the law. Simple. A very simple thing.
Okay. All right, so let's see. We got to make a rule here so that if you are convicted of a felony or a high misdemeanor, high crime or misdemeanor?
Yeah.
Felony or... See, we don't know what that means anymore. We're very confused.
All right, just keep it simple. Everybody in prison is going to lose something.
And not in jail, though.
No, prison. And I'll throw in a jail thing, too. I mean, well, if you're in jail, you might be awaiting trial to go to prison. I'll give you that. Prison, you lose everything.
Once he was in a jail because the prison system didn't want to take him because he was just in on a year thing. So they're going to keep him in the jail. And they couldn't afford it anymore, so they just sent him home. I like how you know what, this is my favorite thing, how the corrections system in this country just gives up. They do that all the time. They're letting people out of county jail all the time. Well, we just don't have enough room. We give up.
Go home. Just stay out of trouble.
Stop that. In the prisons, they probably already have the facilities to make kosher, because everybody wants to be kosher in prison.
But these demands are getting to be more extreme. They're sitting in the law library just working their angle to get out. I mean, that's not right.
Or working their way to harass. That's the other thing. And I know there have been some attempts to curtail this, but you can't really curtail it all.
Yes, you can.
Oh, yeah.
Take the law library out. Shut it down. It's very simple. What are they going to do? Let them bang their cups on the bars.
All right, I'm with you on that.
I mean, come on.
All right, you convinced me. Fine. No constitutional rights for prisoners.
To prison. Otherwise, it's just like going anywhere else.
Well, you have freedom. They allow you. See, this is where it is. They allow you your freedom of religion. So what you're saying in prisons, they're not allowed to.
Well, to
practice their religion in prison.
To a point. I mean, you can pray all you want in your cell, but if you're going to start demanding special things, I mean, some religions let their members smoke peyote or swallow it, whatever you do with it. What do you do with it? You've done it.
Take it. Just say take.
Smoke it. You can smoke anything these days. So why can't they do that?
As a matter of fact, I believe there was a prison suit concerning that.
Yeah.
So you can't. So, and what you're saying then is you want to turn the prisons into godless hordes of re-educated prisoners.
I want some freedoms taken away. Just a few.
That's what you want.
They're getting the cable television, the law library.
You don't want them to find God. Maybe that's the way their way out.
Casey was getting a pizza every night.
I know he's ordering, too.
Yeah, and they sent it because they didn't want him complaining.
He also had oil-based paints, which I never understood.
That's right. Yeah, he's painting and pizzas. And when does the punishment start?
Was he able to get glue, too, so he could sniff the glue and get stoned?
Probably. Remember when they were killing him? His lawyers complained that the thing blocked the tube.
Well, it got goopy.
Right, and he was in pain. So what? He should have been in more pain for a lot longer.
I like this.
Let me get this straight. So the tube backs up, and he's in pain before he dies.
The stuff, right? It congealed.
Okay, he's in pain, but he's going to die in a few minutes anyway.
So his lawyer wore a Def Leppard T-shirt to court. Do you remember this?
Yes.
He had a lawyer who was wearing concert T-shirts.
That's when you got to just go. Give me a whip. Give me a whip.
Somebody didn't see Beloved. Joe's on WLS.
I will this weekend.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, how you doing, Gary?
Joe, what's up?
Well, I just wanted to say I think I have a good idea for how you could cut down on the prison problem. You'd call it the Dahmer syndrome, and that would be every time somebody in a hardcore prisoner killed another prisoner, they'd get a year off of their sentence.
Oh, you think
I think, when that final guy walks out of there, you just have a sniper pick him off from a rooftop.
So you think I'm a little twisted? Listen to this.
So that's just my idea. I mean,
of course it is, Joe.
$1 million a prisoner,
I think there's a lot of antagonism towards prisoners.
So if a guy is doing like 600-year consecutive sentences,
yeah, exactly.
He can wipe out the entire block.
Exactly. It's super, It's a no-frill situation, and nobody killed him. I mean, society didn't do it.
That's right. It was done in prison. It's clean.
Exactly.
I do have to tell you, that Jeffrey Dahmer thing, I mean, when he got killed in prison, you're thinking, he went faster than just about anybody who'd be on death row. He was in prison for a couple of years, right?
Right.
And then they said they're gonna catch up to the guy who did it, and they're gonna prosecute him. I'm thinking, why? He solved the problem,
Yeah, who's going to complain that Dahmer's dead?
Didn't that guy die, too?
Exactly. Well, I don't know. He might have. But I know it was a broomstick deal or something like that.
Yeah, he used a shank. Everybody claims a shank. Yeah, he did. He used a piece of he was working mopping floors, and he took the handle off the mop, and he beat Jeffrey Dahmer to death with it.
Yeah, he saved the people of Milwaukee $1 million,
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Okay. You know what? I really hope that county.
They have Hindu?
I'll bet you they could do Hindu. I'm sure there's a few cab drivers in there that are driving on expired licenses that have to have dinner for the hour they spend there.
You got to pick a more obtuse meal.
Rick is on WLS.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, I was always thinking these guys, they go around murdering people, robbing, stealing, and all this kind of stuff. They're blowing religion completely off.
Yeah.
And then when they go into prison, all of a sudden, like, okay, hey, I'm real religious.
Right.
I gotta have this.
Yeah, if they're so religious, how do they end up in prison?
That's my question.
No, maybe they're now newly religious. That would be their argument.
My thing would be like, well, too bad.
Right.
There's a ton of conversion.
I thought about that as you're hacking up the neighbor family.
Well, now, Rick, there are a lot of people who go to prison and then they find religion.
Yeah, right. Yeah, when we're walking down, walking over to the electric chair.
Right, or in the shower.
All of a sudden
they find it because they know that the guys that are the meanest guys on the block have that same religion. So they can go, hey, I'm with you now.
If you're so religious, you wouldn't have shot the grocer in the eye.
Exactly.
End of story. So no special meal. Now shut up.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
Thank you, Rick.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Yeah. Case closed.
Thank you, Homer. Where you got to come up with a meal that'll pop you right out of county jail for. Ask for a good meal. They'll send you right out.
Yeah, nice
I can't
steak.
imagine the food is very good over there.
Who could eat?
Did Dahmer request any special meals while he was in prison?
Well, he liked finger sandwiches and
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
chicken fingers.
Right.
Are we gonna have frog legs again? Dahmer, there was a guy that you heard. I remember my emotion exactly when that story crossed the wire. It's like, I don't know how you feel sense of relief on someone's death, but I did.
Yeah, certain people, it's not hard because what's their point of being here? Okay, I know that's a little, genocidal. But,
call me a genocidal maniac, but you're not quite as bad as the guy who wanted to kill one prisoner per year of your sentence. That is slightly genocidal, but you know what? It's just on this side of genocidal. If you got the whole spectrum of Hitler, Stalin, are 10, that guy he's not even close to a 1 yet. Not even. Uh-oh. Wait, we had a warden there. Hold on 1 second. Can we stop the music for just 1 second?
Which I'd love to do. Here's Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hi there. I used to be they called it a little fancy name, a superintendent of corrections down in Cincinnati, and the inmates they could appeal to me for, their various punishments, blah, blah. So I had a little model of an electric chair sitting on my desk. So as soon as they walked in the door, they knew they didn't have a real good chance on their appeals.
So you would keep an electric chair right there on the desk so that when they came in and they sat, they were just staring at an electric chair.
Exactly.
A little like a Barbie electric chair.
Yeah, about the size of a Barbie, and if you would pick it up, it would shock you. It was really cool. It had the little mask on it and stuff.
Very nice.
Was there a person in it?
I had something like a little, Mr. Bill Clay.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay, Pally. You think, what's the problem? Food not warm enough for you?
Yeah. You got my complete sympathy. But it was...
Now, was this a jail or was this a prison?
This is a county jail. But the federal regulations are just absolutely incredible. They have to have direct sunlight. They have to have so many square feet, private feet. Their meals had to rotate so many times a month. It was just...
Come on.
No, I'm completely serious. I am absolutely serious.
Direct sunlight?
Yeah, they could not... They had to have...
They had to have access to direct sunlight. In other words, you couldn't have them... There's a way of getting around this, though.
Well, not really. They had to... Like, if you had a window up on a wall, high up on the wall, so obviously they couldn't look out it. As long as they had sunshine or daylight coming in, then that covered the regulations.
Right. Or if you have, like, a window, if the jail or the prison has, like, a central area, like it's in the round, like dinner theater.
Right, exactly.
You could have a window up at the roof of that, and then it would sunlight down into
It's like
into that
State
area.
Trail.
They have
That's
to be
in the
able
round.
to see sunlight.
Right. But you're talking about the religions and lawsuits and all that good stuff. There was one group of very enterprising inmates, I think it was Utah, where they sued and their religion required them to eat steak every day.
They declared, they came up with their own religion, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
I think I recall that case.
That's not right.
It wasn't obviously a recognized religion, so it didn't go very far.
Now, Jim, when you're a warden and you're no longer a warden,
that's correct.
What do you do now?
Unfortunately, I sell insurance.
Boy, that must have been a great job interview. Your past experience? I was a warden. Had a little electric chair on my desk. Does that count for anything? Oh, man, that's got to be a very tough, depressing, dismal business.
Well, the clients I had before, they had to listen to me. Now I got to listen to my clients. It's a total flip-flop. Very depressing.
Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
See ya. All right, here's Kim.
Wait, you didn't do weather?
Yeah, you know what it's going to be. I'll tell you what. Tomorrow, the prisoners are going to see some sun because it's going to be out.
It's still out.